Why has Apple never made AirPods in other colors? Here's something that's been bugging me for years. Apple makes colorful iPhones, colorful iMacs, colorful Apple Watches. They even made colorful iPods back in the day. But AirPods? Only white. Always white. For 8 years straight. Not black, not blue, not even space gray. Just white. And here's the crazy part. AirPods Max, their $549 over-ear headphones, come in 5 different colors. Beats, which Apple owns, sells earbuds in red, black, and white. But regular AirPods and AirPods Pro? White only. So what's the deal? Is Apple just lazy? Are they saving colored AirPods for some big reveal? Or is there actually a genius marketing reason behind this? Turns out, it's way more calculated than you think. And it all goes back to 2001 and one of the most iconic advertising campaigns in history. Let's figure out why Apple refuses to make AirPods in any color except white. The answer starts way before AirPods even existed. October 2001. Apple launches the iPod, a small handheld music player that could hold 1,000 songs. Massive for its time. But Apple had a problem. The iPod was tiny. It lived in your pocket. Nobody could see the Apple logo when you were using it. And Apple is all about brand recognition. They want people to know you're using their products. So they made a bold decision. They made the headphones white. Every other company at the time made black headphones. CD players had black headphones. Walkmans had black headphones. It was the standard. But Apple went completely opposite. Pure white headphones with white cords. And it worked. When you saw someone with white earbuds, you instantly knew they had an iPod. No logo needed. Then Apple did something genius. They launched the Silhouette ad campaign. Black silhouettes dancing against colorful backgrounds. And the only thing that wasn't black? The white iPod and those white headphones with long white cords dancing across their bodies. The ads were everywhere. TV, billboards, magazines. And everyone remembered them. The white headphones became iconic. They became a status symbol. If you had white Apple headphones, you were cool. You had an iPod. You were part of the Apple ecosystem. Fast forward to 2007. The iPhone launches. And what comes in the box? White earpods. Apple kept the tradition going. By this point, white earbuds meant Apple. It was instant brand recognition. You could spot an Apple user from across the street just by looking at their ears. No other company could claim that. Then 2016 happens. Apple removes the headphone jack from the iPhone 7. People are furious. But Apple has a solution. AirPods. Wireless earbuds that look exactly like earpods but without the wires. And what color are they? White. Of course. Because by this point, white earbuds are literally synonymous with Apple. It's part of their brand DNA. Here's where it gets strategic. Apple could have made AirPods in different colors. The technology exists. They make colorful iPhones, colorful cases, colorful everything, but they chose not to. Why? Because white AirPods are instantly recognizable. When you see someone wearing AirPods, you know exactly what they are. No confusion. No mistaking them for Samsung Galaxy Buds or Sony earbuds or anything else. They're AirPods, and everyone knows it. Think about it. AirPods are tiny. There's no room for an Apple logo. You can't put branding on something that small without it looking tacky. So the color itself becomes the branding. White equals Apple. It's the same reason why Apple used to put a glowing Apple logo on MacBooks. Instant recognition from across the room. With AirPods, the white color does the same thing. And here's the genius part. White stands out. If Apple made black AirPods, they'd blend in with every other black earbud on the market. Nobody would notice them. But white? White catches your eye, especially when everyone else is wearing black or gray earbuds. AirPods look different. They look premium. They look like Apple. There's also a psychological element. White represents cleanliness, minimalism, premium quality. It aligns perfectly with Apple's design philosophy. Steve Jobs was obsessed with clean, simple design. White fit that vision, and Apple has stuck with it ever since. It's part of their identity. Now, some people hate this. They want black AirPods, or blue AirPods, or red AirPods, and there's a massive third-party market for AirPods cases and skins. Companies make millions selling colorful cases to people who want to customize their AirPods, but Apple doesn't care, because those people are still buying white AirPods and then covering them up. Apple still gets the sale. But wait, what about AirPods Max? Those come in 5 colors. space gray, silver, sky blue, green, and pink. So why can AirPods Max have colors but regular AirPods can't? Simple. AirPods Max are big. They're over-ear headphones. You can't miss them. The design itself is recognizable. You don't need the color for branding. Plus, AirPods Max are $549. They're a luxury item. Luxury items often come in multiple colors to appeal to different tastes. But regular AirPods? They're meant to be universal. One color. One look. Instantly recognizable. And what about Beats? Apple owns Beats. And Beats earbuds come in multiple colors. Red, black, white. So clearly Apple is fine with colorful earbuds. But Beats is a different brand. Beats has its own identity. It's marketed differently. It appeals to a different audience. AirPods are pure Apple. And pure Apple means white. There's also a practical reason. White shows scratches less than darker colors. AirPods are plastic. Plastic scratches. On black plastic, every scratch shows up. On white plastic, scratches are way less visible, so white AirPods actually age better visually than black ones would. That's not the main reason Apple keeps them white, but it's a nice bonus. Some people think Apple will eventually release colored AirPods. Maybe for a special edition. Maybe to boost sales. But honestly, I don't think it's happening. Apple has spent over 20 years building the association between white earbuds and their brand. Why would they throw that away? The white color is part of what makes AirPods special. It's part of what makes them Apple. And the strategy is working. AirPods are the best-selling wireless earbuds in the world. They dominate the market. Everyone knows what they are. When someone pulls out white wireless earbuds, nobody asks, "What are those?" Everyone already knows. That's the power of consistent branding. That's the power of the white color. Here's the thing that people don't realize. Apple doesn't make decisions based on what customers say they want. They make decisions based on what builds their brand long-term. Customers say they want colored AirPods. But what they actually want is to be recognized as Apple users. And white AirPods do that better than any other color could. It's the same reason Apple removed the headphone jack. Everyone said it was a terrible idea. But Apple did it anyway because they had a vision for a wireless future. And now, almost every phone manufacturer has removed the headphone jack. Apple was right. And they're right about keeping AirPods white. So will Apple ever make colored AirPods? My guess? No. At least not standard colors available to everyone. Maybe a limited edition product red version for charity. Maybe a partnership with a designer or artist. But regular, permanent color options for AirPods? Not happening. Because Apple doesn't need to. The white color is their competitive advantage. It's their trademark, even if they haven't legally trademarked it. No other company uses white for their wireless earbuds because it's so strongly associated with Apple. Think about that. Apple has claimed an entire color for a product category. That's insane. That's next-level branding. And it's worth way more to them than the extra sales they'd get from offering multiple colors. So there you have it. Apple keeps AirPods white because of brand recognition, marketing genius, and over 20 years of conditioning people to associate white earbuds with Apple. It started with the iPod in 2001. It continued with the iPhone. And now with AirPods, it's stronger than ever. The white color is the brand. Change the color, and you lose the instant recognition. And for Apple, that recognition is priceless. Could they make colored AirPods? Absolutely. Will they? Probably not. Because they don't need to. White works. White sells. White is Apple. And sometimes, the smartest business decision is to stick with what makes you unique, even if people keep asking for something different. If this video made you look at your white AirPods differently, hit that like button. Drop a comment telling me if you'd actually buy colored AirPods if Apple made them, or if you secretly love the white-only vibe. And subscribe to Tech Underhood because we're breaking down the marketing genius behind the tech you use every day. See you in the next one. And hey, maybe appreciate those white AirPods a little more now. They're not just earbuds, they're walking billboards for one of the most valuable brands in the world.